In here. Adam, let's take us around the league with the latest injuries, beginning with Trey Lance in San Francisco. What more can you tell us there?
Well, Laura, good thing the 49ers have a bye this week because Trey Lance wouldn't be able to play. So they have the bye week to rest him, and then they play the Colts next week. And by that time, Jimmy Garoppolo should be ready to play for the 49ers. The question is whether Trey Lance will be. But if Garoppolo is ready to go, it looks like Garoppolo could be in line to start against the Indianapolis Colts. As for the Chiefs and their running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the Chiefs officially placed him on injured reserve on Tuesday, which means he will miss a minimum of 3 weeks right now. And I think it could be more than that in the end, but we know he's going to be out that period of time, and so it looks like some more run for Darrell Williams and Jerick McKinnon. And the New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley sprained his ankle. The Giants head coach Joe Judge said he was fortunate that this play worked out the way that it did, that they felt a quote-unquote sigh of relief, that it could have been worse. It wasn't. Still think Saquon Barkley is slated to miss a little bit of time for the Giants, but not as much as some people feared he might. And Tom Brady, who banged his hand and his finger on Sunday during that win over Miami, was spotted with his hand wrapped up, his thumb wrapped up. They're on a short week in Philadelphia on Thursday night. Now, Brady has said he's going to play. He is expected to play. So we'll see how well a 44-year-old quarterback with a bad hand functions on the road in a very friendly environment in Philadelphia. And one other note from that game, the Eagles tight end Dallas Goedert placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. Looks like he's tested positive, so he will be out and miss Thursday night's game.
Thanks so much, Adam. Let's get back to Monday Night Football. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens hosting the Colts on Monday night in Baltimore. And let's pick it up in the fourth quarter because it really got wild here. Ravens trailed 25-9. No problem for Lamar Jackson finding Mark Andrews, Dan.
You talk about fitting a throw into a tight window. Sick throw.
Ravens start to get going. Amina's blowing kisses in the air right now. That's the beauty of this. Come on.
The patience in the pocket, allowing Andrews to work, find a window was great.
All right, so Blankenship was a story of this game and ended up missing there again as well. That was blocked. But either way, you saw a great play by Calais Campbell. Marcus, you like that one. Let's move on here. We see Lamar Jackson with tons of time.
Hang. Just hang in the pocket, no rush. They tapped out the D-line.
Get the handshake. How about the two-point attempt?
This was like strictly playmaking. I'm just going to attack the line of scrimmage. Oh, here's Andrews.
Okay, so Blankenship with another opportunity. And this one, cover your eyes. It's no good if you're a fan of kickers. That was kind of the theme of the entire weekend headed into Monday. Now we go to overtime. Lamar Jackson loves it. Ravens win the toss. Get the ball to start OT. Second and goal right here. Jackson with the pump fake. How about Hollywood Brown?
It's a great job by Hollywood. I've been tough on Hollywood. Yeah. The uncover there behind the linebacker, special.
Ravens come all the way back to win 31-25 in overtime. It was quite the historic night for Lamar Jackson. He completed 86% of his passes, the highest by a player with 40 attempts in a game in NFL history. Finished the game with 442 pass yards, which is not only a career high, but a Ravens single-game franchise record. You know they like their records. And maybe most impressive was the comeback itself, leading the Ravens back from the 19-point deficit, the largest comeback of his standout young career. When he interviewed with Lisa Salters after the game, you could tell he was just so tired. He was exhausted from the entire thing.
Miss Lisa.
I love when he does that. Lamar, national treasure. Dan, what stood out to you about his performance last week?
I think it's the greatest game I've ever seen Lamar play. I really think people need to understand, if Lamar was playing great, they would be 2-3. They're 4-1. I mean, he's playing absolutely out of his mind with all the injuries. Now, I like that first, you saw anticipation throws. That is evolving the pass game. You saw pocket ownership evolving the pass game. But then there was a moment in the second half where he's like, I'm turning this into backyard football. Yeah. Like, there was the moment where he said, it's going to be backyard football. The thing that was impressive to me was a lot of times when quarterbacks turn it into backyard football and they're running around, one, they make mistakes. That did not happen. Or two, they stop being passers. That did not happen. He was moving around, making plays with his feet, but kept his eyes downfield. The most impressive aspect of it to me was the situational discipline. Like, he made all those plays running around, but down like in that inside the 6-yard line area, hung in the pocket, let the guys open up. Okay. I can't imagine how hard it is to make all those plays with my feet and then the situational discipline to understand I've got to sit in the pocket and bounce and bounce and bounce and let guys open up. He did it 4 different times at the end of the game. That was the most impressive aspect of the game and the performance for me.
Yeah, with that knowledge that you can probably get 5 on the ground because you're Lamar Jackson, but the patience to wait for 10 when you need it. I got to give credit where credit's due. What did you say before the game about Lamar Jackson?
I said Lamar needed to be in the MVP conversation.
There we go.
And how do we all feel now?
Whoa.
I feel like he is the MVP, and here's why.
Through nice to me on television.
Don't believe 5. Here's why. MVP is about value. I think Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott are playing at an incredibly high level right now. But in terms of pure value to your football team, it doesn't compare. The Ravens put up 523 yards of offense last night. Lamar Jackson was responsible for 504 of those yards.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's just ridiculous what he's doing.
It's high school.
You spoke about his progression as a passer. I was incredibly impressed by the play from the pocket, the poise he showed. And I also saw something, or I've seen something that makes me excited also for the Ravens going forward. Lamar Jackson has been incredible over the middle of the field. Mark Andrews basically lives in the seam, right? We saw that last night. Where he has struggled at times in the past is throwing outside the numbers. This year there's been a lot of improvement on that front. And they get Rashad Bateman back, hopefully next week.
Listen,
so, I mean, he's only going to get better.
Yeah, listening to both of y'all, I think about one of the most disappointing moments in my fandom. It was when Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones Jr. And before he knocked him out, you know what he kept asking? What's the excuse now, Roy? And that's exactly how I feel if I'm Lamar. What's the excuse now? What's the next step? What's the next invisible barrier that actually doesn't exist that you're going to put in front of me that I have to get over in order to prove to you that I'm a good football player? Lamar Jackson is doing it all. And like Mina said, over 500 yards of total offense for Lamar Jackson on a depleted roster, both offensively and defensively. Last night was a performance for Lamar Jackson like I haven't seen from him. And like Mina said earlier when you were speaking, that's saying a lot.
Well, when you digest it, we digest a lot. We watch film a lot, and we've known Lamar Jackson was like overly great for a long time. Here's the thing, though. Like I want to focus on the Ravens because Lamar Jackson ultimately is trying to win a Super Bowl. And right now, this team is not a Super Bowl type team. All right, Carson Wentz had a phenomenal night. We would be talking about that if Rodrigo Blankenship makes a kick. And I know it's negative. You're supposed to be. Who loves Lamar Jackson more? But the bottom line is this: when you think about what he's doing and shouldering, that is not going to be sustainable to win a championship. And Lamar Jackson has entered that realm of, I got to win a championship. So eventually he'll get there, but they need to play better as a team.
That's what he keeps saying, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what he wants to do. All right, we got so much more coming your way on NFL Live. Keep it locked right here. Still to come, Mina's going to tell you the play from this season from a rookie quarterback that was the most impressive throw she's seen yet. I'm looking at it right here over in the studio because I just wanted to watch it one more time. All right, I think it's probably Trey Lance. You see him on the screen. But we'll show you the throw and we'll explain why. Spoiler alert. They didn't want me to tell a secret. Spoiler alert. We'll be right back on NFL Live.